Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Helen Liao. Thank you for joining us. Coming up in the show today, New Jersey Tzu Chi volunteers are carrying out relief distributions at the Central Regional Middle School, helping 600 families. In Haiti, local Tzu Chi volunteers are holding a relief distribution in Cap Haitian to provide immediate assistance to 250 families who are victims of the recent flood. And as environmental awareness is on the rise, we find out what DaAi technology is doing to keep its water footprint low. In the United States, as relief work continues for Hurricane Sandy victims, Tzu Chi volunteers in New Jersey carry out another large-scale aid distributions at the Central Regional Middle School in Bayville, helping 600 households. The event was organized by over 100 volunteers and participated by those who once received Tzu Chi's help.
Here at Bayville, Tzu Chi New Jersey chapter conducts its ninth aid distribution. Over 100 volunteers are skillfully preparing the distribution site. Doug, who works as a chauffeur, sacrifices weekend to help out.
I can only imagine what they feel, and I know I just want to help relieve that their suffering in any way I can, because I can only imagine it in my heart, and it pains me to know that others feel that way, and I have to do something.
The blanket is imported from Taiwan, and the donation fund is coming from more than 30 countries of the worldwide.
Over 600 families from 4 boroughs come to pick up cash cards. To make sure the money goes to those needed most, the volunteers cautiously confirm the identity of the applicants. This is Kevin's second time to be a volunteer.
So quite a few people we know were affected, and sitting at home, heat's on, no electricity lost. We're pretty fortunate, so it really felt like we should go out and do something. So,
as a previous recipient, Laura reciprocates by volunteering to help, as she remembers the moment when she picked up relief items at Waretown Elementary.
You're from another country to help my country and my community. I'm just so humbled and very proud that you help us.
Upon receiving the cash card, Michael immediately makes a donation.
Thank this organization more than enough for caring about people in New Jersey, especially in Seaside Heights, and I feel back to give back as fast as I could. So that was the last dollar that I had in my pocket, and I donated it to this organization.
For the survivors, Tzu Chi not only gives them relief items, but also the strength to go on and help others in need.
Also in the United States, it has been a month since Hurricane Sandy struck the East Coast. To make sure those who couldn't make it to the aid distributions could still receive the cash cards, the volunteers decided to set up a service booth at the Tzu Chi Chinatown Liaison Office in New York, which will run until December 21st. Even though it has been a month since Hurricane Sandy devastated the east coast of the United States, many victims are still in tears when thinking about the disaster. To help, New York Tzu Chi volunteers set up a service booth at the Chinatown Liaison Office, hoping to provide much-needed help to the storm survivors.
In this difficult time, Tzu Chi has stepped in and helped me. I am very thankful. Tzu Chi is really about helping the needy.
Other than distributing cash cards, the volunteers also explains to the victims the origin of Tzu Chi's bamboo coin banks, as they hope to inspire them to become givers too.
Those in need receive help from others, and when you have the ability, you can help those suffering too. You can take this bamboo coin bank home and save up money with your children, okay?
I am very happy to meet Tzu Chi and receive help from the organization. I hope in the future I can reciprocate the love and help those in greater need.
And hopefully someday I could be a volunteer here and return the good deed to other people.
Our community is very far from Chinatown, but the volunteers came to help us. On behalf of the community, thank you, Tzu Chi.
Apart from Chinese, people of other racial and religious backgrounds also sought help from Tzu Chi.
They're from a local church. I'm from Staten Island. They were saying great things about you, how you guys came out and helped the community. So thank you for all the help, and thank you to the volunteers.
At the distribution venue, Tzu Chi volunteers showcase eco-friendly blankets made from recycled bottles and encourage the storm survivors to adopt a bamboo coin bank. Upon learning that the money represented love donated by the public, many victims vowed to become volunteers.
Today, I am very touched. I will go home and find out more about Tzu Chi. I hope to come back and be part of Tzu Chi very soon.
To help the Hurricane Sandy victims, the service booth will run until December 21st, as the volunteers hope those needing help can receive the cash cards. Now, with the love and care from everyone, there's more in the victims' hearts than just sadness. In Yi County, Hebei Province, China Tzu Chi volunteers carry out a 3-day winter aid distribution. On the last day, Tzu Chi volunteers went to Ange Township, which is close to Yishui Lake. Just recently, the village has experienced torrential rain. To help, nearly 400 Tzu Chi volunteers from Taiwan and China brought rice and clothes to help 2,899 people.
At the aid distribution ceremony in Ange Township, though the temperature is -7 degrees Celsius, the atmosphere is still full of warmth and happiness. Around 3,000 residents gathered to wait their turn to pick up the aid supplies. These residents are living in a mountainous area where the land is unfertile during winter. To support their livelihood, over 1/3 of the residents have left to work out of town.
During autumn, the water level in the reservoir becomes higher, which causes poor harvests. There's only limited food for the residents to eat during winter.
As the volunteers put on lotion for the locals, their frozen skin was immediately warmed up. Seeing the frozen cooking oil, one can tell how severe the cold is. The volunteers lift up heavy aid supplies as well as bags of rice. As one volunteer was busy carrying bags of flour, he didn't even notice his pants split.
I didn't notice it, just a little push and they split.
Liu Mingfeng is a professor at a university who brought 7 students to join Tzu Chi's ranks.
This work doesn't make me tired at all. When I feel tired, I can go carry flour and let the other volunteers keep order at the distribution site.
Mr. Liu is a good teacher. He always encourages us to help other people. I have learned a lot here. I'm really happy to do volunteer work.
We've got clothes, cooking oil, everything. We're very satisfied. It's good.
With hands full of relief items and every cart loaded with sufficient supplies, the local residents will surely have a warm and happy new year.
Still in China, on December 1st, over 390 volunteers from Shanghai, Tianjin, and more arrived at Niugang Township and Ganhejing Township for a distribution and free clinic. In Niugang Township, over 2,754 residents from 12 villages received supplies from Tzu Chi.
Finally arriving at the distribution site, Tzu Chi volunteers are holding a winter aid distribution in Niugang Township, Yi County. Despite the cold weather, with temperatures below zero, the distribution site is a scene of hustle and bustle, as residents from 12 villages have traveled 3 to 4 hours to receive their supplies.
We are here with winter relief supplies to care for our old friends.
Listening to a letter from Master Zheng Yan, all the residents are deeply moved by the great love of Tzu Chi and no longer have to worry about surviving the cold winter.
You are all here with good intentions, and we are really grateful. With your help, we can now celebrate the coming new year. This is such a great gift.
7月21号晚上开始下暴雨。
Since July 21st, torrential rainfall caused severe damage, and in the most devastated villages, traffic was halted. One bridge after another also collapsed. All the things you have handed out will keep our residents warm.
The hot meals not only warm the hearts of the local residents, but also put a smile to each person's face.
This is wonderful, it's delicious.
Over 300 volunteers from Tianjin, Beijing, Xi'an and Shanghai arrived to give a helping hand. Among them are 15 university professors and staff members of non-governmental organizations.
In the process of participating in the distribution, we are also teaching ourselves a lesson and spread love to everyone. We are deeply moved. I hope through such events to encourage our employees, because that's what the Master is calling on us to do. We hope relief distribution like this don't happen just once, but constantly, so that they continue to spread love.
To safeguard the health of local residents, doctors from the Chinese medicine, internal medicine and ophthalmology department are all on site to offer their services.
The doctors really care for us. Yes, I have peace of mind now. Our eyes are the window to our soul, so I think it is wonderful. I'm bringing a light of hope to others.
As the year is coming to an end, Tzu Chi volunteers are bringing love and care to the needy in hopes of giving them a heartwarming and happy new year.
Since the beginning of November, Haiti's second-largest city, Cap-Haïtien, has been ravaged by torrential rain, which resulted in severe flooding and took the lives of 16 people. Recently, an aid distribution was carried out and 250 families received help.
Since November 8th, 5 days of torrential rain led to severe flooding in Haiti's second-largest city, Cap-Haïtien. The waters rose to 1.2 meters and resulted in deaths of 16 people.
A lot of people died. The day after, the Tzu Chi volunteer in Cap-Haïtien, they go around to see what they can do.
Haitian Tzu Chi volunteers Jean Denis traveled for 6 hours by bus from Port-au-Prince to Cap-Haïtien, where he will be joined by local volunteers to survey the disaster site. Understanding their duties, these volunteers are not afraid of hard work and are ready to conquer any difficulties.
The first problem that we think that we would have is about the security issue, because that area, this is dangerous. We were very scared, but we worked with the community. We worked with the people there. The problem that we have is about the transportation. Each time we need to go there, we need to take a tap-tap or motorcycle.
The local Haitian volunteers readied themselves for the distribution by taking the front line. The relief supplies included pasta, cooking oil, and red beans, which they purchased locally, and U.S. Tzu Chi volunteers also purchased 2,500 kilograms of rice from the Taiwan Technical Mission for the distribution. And on November 26th, 20 local volunteers provided immediate relief to 250 families.
The smile on each family when we give them the food, they were very happy, because the way that the way that we give the food to them, they feel comfortable. They say this is the first time they receive something from someone with smile, with happiness, with respect.
Personally handing the relief supplies to the disaster victims, the local Haitian volunteers implemented Tzu Chi's international relief principles of directness and priority, and successfully concluded their very first self-organized large-scale aid distribution.
In Indonesia, as heavy rain continues to fall in Seriang, the Pameutasang village faces the most devastating flood it has seen in 20 years. To help, Tzu Chi volunteers in Badun partner with the local Red Cross to prepare hot meals for disaster victims.
In Indonesia, floodwater hits knee-high levels, and even as the water recedes, houses are still covered with mud and silt. One can imagine how difficult it is for locals to sleep or prepare meals. Heavy rains continue to pour down in Salantang, located in southern Padang. This is one of the worst floods in the last 2 decades to hit Pameutasang village and has destroyed 386 houses, affecting 1,127 families.
Houses and infrastructures alike have collapsed, but fortunately schools and mosques are only slightly affected. We are so thankful that there were no casualties.
With villagers alive and well, it is possible to rebuild homes. To help them, Tzu Chi and Red Cross of Indonesia partnered to prepare and deliver Indonesian-style hot meals to the victims. Disasters may be merciless, but with the dedication of volunteers brought warmth and love to local residents.
As safeguarding the environment is high on everyone's list, our carbon footprint is something that we are familiar. But have you heard of water footprint? A water footprint reflects the fresh water that is consumed in the manufacturing and consumption of products. Let's take a look at how DaAi technology is keeping its water footprint low.
Do you know, from the growing of the coffee beans to this cup of coffee in my hand, 140 liters of water have been used up.
This quantity is comparable to the amount of water used per day by a small family. The amount of water consumed directly or indirectly by individuals, businesses, or a community is known as a water footprint. According to the Water Footprint Network, raising livestock to produce 1 kilogram of beef uses up to 15,400 liters of water. A 250-gram cotton t-shirt consumes nearly 2,500 liters. Flushing the toilet uses up to 31.5 liters, and washing the car uses on average 270 liters of water. In the face of excessive water usage, perhaps we need to start thinking about what we can do to change things. This lightweight fleece vest's water footprint is only 1/4 of that of a cotton t-shirt.
It needs approximately 2,700 liters of water if it's an organic cotton t-shirt. If it's like our fleece, then 1 kilogram of the fabric uses 663 liters of water.
The most significant difference between this and other traditional cotton fabric is that this item is made from recycled plastic bottles collected at Tzu Chi recycling stations.
We use a detergent to wash the bottles clean, then heat them up to 85 degrees Celsius.
Washing the plastic bottles accounts for 85% of the water used during the whole production process. Once dried, the snowflake-like pieces are ready to be turned into thread. When the thread is turned into fabric, the original color of the plastic bottle is retained. Using technology to create recycled fabric, the safeguarding of our planet can be seen in the product itself.
This can save 1.5 liters of water as we don't use coloring dye on our products. Normally 1 kilogram of fabric coloring uses up to 90 to 100 liters of water. So if we don't dye our fabric, then we save on that water.
Using the same concept to manufacture environmentally friendly blankets saves 76% of the water used in traditional blanket making. It's these concepts that earned DaAi Technology's eco-grade blanket the world's first water footprint certification for blankets. There are in fact 3 categories of water footprint: the blue water footprint for fresh water, the green water footprint for rainwater used in farming, and the gray water footprint, which is recycled water.
Before industrial wastewater is released, it needs to be diluted into an agreed-upon state of water quality. The water that is needed for dilution is the gray water footprint.
Perhaps to many, the water footprint is a new concept, but it should be one of which everyone takes note, as it is really everyone's responsibility.
For the past 2 years, the Tzu Chi Butterworth Kindergarten in Malaysia has been promoting its passport for vegetarian land. Among the participants is 6-year-old He Wan-ying, who is devoted to the cause. Touched by her enthusiasm, her parents finally agreed to join in.
The bond shared between parent and child is joy, but it is also about growing together.
Wan-ying would say, "Dad, you are killing the animals. Our teachers tell us we shouldn't eat meat." And her father would say, "It doesn't matter if it's just 1 or 2 meals." They often had arguments like that.
It has been 2 years since Tiji Butterworth Kindergarten has been promoting the passport for vegetarian land, introducing the world of fruits and veggies to the students so they may play their part in safeguarding the earth.
In the process of promoting vegetarianism, it nurtures the children's compassion, empathy, and affection towards animals.
At times, Wang Ying will help her mom cook in the kitchen. Wang Ying's mother also shares a few tips on how to create a balanced and healthy vegetarian meal.
We often use Tsuji's instant rice as the main dish, and I will add some kiwi seeds and tomatoes. And the sides, which I always prepare, will consist of 3 colors: red, white, and green.
Originally a lover of meat, Wang Ying's father started to consume a meatless diet after being influenced by his daughter.
I used to love eating fish and meat, like chicken, yes, especially if it was fried. And I would often have blisters in my mouth.
The parents, students, and teachers all have the same mutual goal: to continue to nurture love in the students' hearts so they may cherish and respect all living beings.
In a world without sound and language, how do we communicate with our loved ones? To interact with his father, 9-year-old Dan Yang-de from Taiwan drew his life story with his deaf-mute father and was even awarded the gold medal in the 15th Children's Literature Award held by Nordhoff Craniofacial Foundation.
I always think that my father is a cold and detached person, but I realize that whenever I'm watching cartoons, he will use hand gestures to remind me to eat.
9-year-old Yang De doesn't know how to communicate with his father, so he sees the opportunity to interact with him by entering a writing contest.
They told me that since the theme was different, I could draw it. My father is a deaf-mute, so I thought I could draw him.
Yang De's father is a deaf-mute, but whenever Yang De is injured, his care for the boy always shows on his face.
It is hard to tell a child to do the same thing for over 2 months. He drew for 2 months and showed patience for it. I think he really enjoyed the process of making the book.
It took Yang De 2 months to record his love for his father, and the book was even awarded the Golden Medal in the 15th Children's Literature Award. At the award ceremony, moreover, Yang De put on a stage play to show the audience how he interacts with his father.
Dad, I won the award. I will bring the book home and give it to you.
Moving to Thailand at the end of the show, Tzu Chi Volunteers has been encouraging the public to practice recycling around temples and medical centers in Nahung Sawang. Other than sorting recyclables, volunteers also look for reusable items, hoping to give them a second lease of life. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.